Hello, welcome to the Virgin Galactic Earnings.
Kasabian, I'm on fire. SP prediction on Friday.
Okay, let's talk about it. Just going to enjoy it now. We've done the hard work, 2.5 years of work to build this preparation. My next target is to become the marketing manager for Virgin Galactic. With all your help, that will happen. And then my next target then is to fly on the ship. I've posted the link in the chat how you can play your part in that. Here is the Virgin Galactic song. You've seen it on YouTube. I will spend up to $1 million of money taken from the video. This is the Virgin Galactic song. 100% of the money I earn on YouTube will go directly to Virgin Galactic shares, up to $1 million. I've given you the link in the chat. It's pinned to the top. I'll give it to you again. And this is the money that I will use to fly with Virgin Galactic. If we go above $2, everyone that was laughing for 2.5 years at me saying I was wrong will get short squeezed. And then the stock will go to $10. I'm 100% certain. I've never been more certain about anything in my life, and I've stood the course. I'm not surprised. I'm very happy to see it come together. Anyway, there we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. It's a big, big night, and here we are. We're doing it. This is really great. Very, very excited. Virgin Galactic now has gone, it's 183. We've had a 17% swing. I mean, what can I say about that? That's it's not there yet. It's not entering short territory just yet, but it's beginning. What happened this morning was Virgin Galactic was dumped. As I said, I put out 3 videos to tell you it was sold by institutions, not the retail investors. Retail investors, 95% of the world's retail investors that I speak to are like me, see it go into 100, want to hold it, not selling it for 2, not selling it for 4, not selling it for 10, not selling it for 20, taking it to 100. I've told you, I've shared with you my thoughts time and time again, and now we're seeing it happen. We're going to have a short squeeze, 110%. I don't know how much more clear I can be on that. I also promised my audience that I would be members only. We are members only because I wanted to prove to you that I'm not here just to make money. I'm here to provide the best service. Even though right now I'm thinking, oh, I wish I could be general public. No, because we are here because of the members, and we are here because of the investors. We're not here for the little trolls and the little hobbits and the little nonsense. We're not here for them. We're here for the investors. So even though I'm losing money right now by not being general public, I could be, but I've decided no, my focus, as always, the course is to be here for the members, the investors. And the world's biggest investors are Virgin Galactic, who I spoke to at 4 o'clock this morning when I got out of bed to go to the toilet, literally on the phone to billionaires at 4 o'clock in the morning, sat on the toilet. I said, what are you doing? What are you holding? And everyone was holding. No one was selling. And nobody is selling. And the institutions dumped it. I told you that. And now here we are. So I'm so proud of everybody for my members for sticking with me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
Well, we're starting to warm up. We're not thank you very much, that wonderful Jordan Allen, that wonderful tip. All the money I get goes into the show and into the and into Virgin Galactic. I don't spend any money myself. It all goes here. 20% up now, 20% swing. We've not had this ever on Virgin Galactic. We've never had a swing like that, ever. I just heard a funny noise at the back of the studio. This has happened because we now have a community here of the world's 95% of the world's retail investors. We have now a movement that is so strong. I want to take that now with me onto Rocket Lab and do the same thing. I want to market manage for Virgin Galactic. I want to fly for Virgin Galactic. And I want every one of you to play and share my song. This is the song that will take the music to the world who don't know about Virgin Galactic. This is the song. This is the song where I can easily earn $1 million, share with you on the screen how much the single has earned me, and spend it all on the stock. So go and play it, replay it, play it 1,000 times, put it on loop, share it onto every social media. And I've said the same thing for 2.5 years. Now, the biggest investors in the world are listening. Please, you listen. Do something. If I asked you to post something on X, do it, because we want this stock to go to $100 a share. That's why I'm here. That's what this is about. We're not interested in $2 and $4 and $10. It's the first tourism rocket company in the world. It's now ready to go. The investors are controlling the budget. We're having our say tonight in 29 minutes on the call. Virgin Galactic, Michael Cole-Glazier, I know you are listening right now. I would like to say to you, sincerely, congratulations on what you've achieved. You've built an amazing rocket company. We have an amazing product that people will go into space and love for many, many years to come. But it was paid for by us, the retail investor. We supported you. We paid your wages, and you deserve what you've got. You're an amazing CEO, but you've made some mistakes. You've wasted some money, but hopefully now we can work together and support Virgin Galactic. You will hire me as the Virgin Galactic marketing manager. I will cut down your budgets by millions of dollars. I will do a better job. The retail investors will come with me. We'll hold the shares all the way to $100, and we'll all fly in space and have a wonderful time. So to all of you in the team, congratulations. Thank you to everything that you've achieved. We're very, very proud to be investors of Virgin Galactic, but it now is time to make the company profitable. While you were at Disney, you had huge budgets to spend on certain things that Virgin Galactic never had. And we need to trim down, as you have now done, and we appreciate that. But please reach out to me, DM me on Instagram or X, or email me, martyn@martynlucas.com, or join us in the live chat. Join us here on the live show. We know we have the astronauts watching. We know we have the biggest investors of the world watching. We know we have the employees of Virgin Galactic watching. Perhaps you could join in and say hello and support us here as we've supported you. I've sat here for 10 hours a day for 2.5 years, taken flack every day, and now we are building a profitable rocket company. And thank you to you for bringing it to us. Thank you to all of us for supporting you. It's a team effort, but now let's do it. Let's embrace this and build a community together we can be proud of, and take Virgin Galactic into the future as the #1 and only space tourism company in the world. All right, let's get ready. Virgin Galactic is now up 14, nearly 15% in after hours. There is some small profit taking. It's a bit of a shame to see that, but it is what it is. You know, people will take profits and it will drive it down again. But it doesn't matter. It shows you the sentiment. I'm not concerned. People want to do what they want to do, and that's fine. But I'm not selling any. I said I won't, and I'm not going to. Let me refresh the screen a minute and get some details, some color. There we go. It's a huge beat. Absolutely huge. Huge, huge, huge. Expecting to lose 43 cents a share, losing 28 cents a share. This was done for the cost now we've saved with reducing costs on the ground. This is phenomenal. It is virtually now a profitable company. That is a huge beat. We should actually be at $3 already. That's fantastic. fantastic. That is their biggest ever beat. That is phenomenal, folks. That is a huge, huge, huge beat. Virgin Galactic 100% is going to short squeeze, and all those little hobbits and all those silly little people, they can run away back down their holes and start scamming somebody else, because I put up with your nonsense for 2.5 years, and even though I never swear on my show, I would like to, but I'm not going to, because I've never done it before and I'm not going to start now. But that is an absolutely huge beat. We are very soon to be a profitable company, a rocket company that is profitable. This is fan-flipping-tastic. And it's all down to what we have done on this channel, demanding the action to be taken. It's been taken, and now Virgin Galactic is absolutely flying. Absolutely flying. What we need to do now is we need to market the company better than this. The company is marketed awfully, spends too much money on marketing. I know how to market this company to 195 countries. I've been to all those countries. I know exactly how to market it, exactly how to get the world excited about Virgin Galactic. Give me 1% of the budget you've spent in the past, and I can make sure the world, they are already listening on this channel, the investors, but I mean the new investors and the customers. I can bring you that. Just message me, DM me, and reach out to me. Email me, and I am there. Right, okay, let's go. Art of Calm Music. You're all surprised. Why are you surprised? Why are you all surprised? Martin, can we get Kasabi? I'm on fire. Sex on fire? Yes. Then you can spend some time with Leah for a week. You're going to give me a good super chat? Sex on Kings of Leon? I can do Sex on Fire. If you want. Okay, we've got 23 minutes before the call begins. So let me go back to this up here. Okay, let me refresh this. We've got the earnings very soon now, just in 22 minutes. There we go. All right. All right, this is absolutely fantastic. Now then, we've got a nice audience. We've got a nice audience. Could we are expecting 2,000 people. That represents all the 95% of the shareholders in the show. That's what we're expecting in the next few minutes. So hopefully we'll get there. Let me share with you on the screen. If you've let me just bring it up here. There we go. We've got 235 watching so far. If we could get, we should have 200 likes. Now, come on, guys. I've committed my absolute life to getting this job done. I've earned nothing for 1.5 years. Zero. I've lost $30,000 on Virgin Galactic. I've committed 2.5 years of my life. I am going to be the marketing manager for Virgin Galactic. It's going to happen. I'm going to fly on Virgin Galactic. We're going to make $1 million on the song. Please help me. Tap the like. Share the bloody video out. Come on, everybody. What more do I need to do? 215 watching. I know half of you aren't signed in. Half of you, many of you aren't members of the channel. 98% of our live viewers are now members. But become a member of the channel. Get involved. Have your say. 92 likes. That's more like it. Let's get it going. Come on. Let's get some excitement going. Come on, everybody. For God's sake, let's get going. We've got 217 watching. 50%. Remember, we've always said that. 50% are not signed in. They don't want to sign in with Google. I don't know why. You can't engage. Here we go. Short squeeze, 100%. 107. There should be 200 people signed in. Short squeeze, short squeeze, short squeeze, short squeeze. All the way to $100. 100%. 115. All right. There's the Virgin Galactic song. Let me give, just for a couple of minutes, let me give everyone the chance to just say hello. We are members only. We're just going to go general public for a couple of minutes to give everyone the chance to say hello. 120 likes. Virgin Galactic now is at 177. A 16% swing in minutes. 125 likes. 177. Everyone can chat for 5 minutes. We have to focus on the members. They are the investors that drove this to happen. Come on, let's go. 127 likes. How many's watching? We expect 2,000 tonight. The world's biggest investors will all be here. 95% of the shares. The big investors have not sold. It was dumped by the institutions. They're now buying it back. It's going to short squeeze. Not tonight, but it will be short squeezing once it starts to going through $2. 132. 179 now. 181. Here it goes. 16%. Hey, 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 hey. I'm loving it. Come on, let's do it. All right. Let's get some smoke going. We need some smoke in the studio. 18 minutes for the earnings call. 138 likes. Subscribe to the channel. Let us know you're here. 138. 223. Come on, everybody. Underneath the video, click share. Click share the video. Put it on our social media. Put it on X. All right. $182. It's a huge beat. The biggest beat in their history. Look at that. Biggest beat in their history. We did that. We did that. Come on, pump it up. What are you doing? Okay, we ran a poll earlier. We ran a poll earlier and asked you to vote here. Vote on this. Is it going to be good for the stock? I said, is it going to be good for the stock? Here is the poll. Vote, 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 share. Do you want this stock? Do you want this stock to pump? Do you want to go to $100? It's going there with or without you. There it is. I asked you to vote in this. We can see now we have 55% said yes, 55% said yes, 26% said no, and 17% undecided. Why, oh why has not every single person reposted this? I don't know why people are so lazy. Why are you so lazy? Get involved. Come on, everybody. There's the link. There's the link. Let me give you the thing. There's the poll. Vote on it. Vote, like, repost. What's going on? I don't know what else to say to you guys. Let me refresh it and let's see if it's moved. I don't think it's moving. You're not doing it. I don't know why. You just want the money to come to you for no... I don't know. I don't know what to say to it. Let me scroll down. Let me scroll a bit further. There it is. There it is. There it is. The poll there. We've got 2 reposts. Don't know why. I don't know why you're not doing it. It's just crazy. Anyway... What's going on? Oh, hang on a minute. We've got stuff going on in the studio now. Let me go back to the stock price. We've got some price action again now. We're at 18%, 183. We've got to go through $2 to short squeeze. We've got 15 minutes to go before the before we get to a short squeeze. Let me go. Let me have a look down here. Right. Okay. Now then, we need to get 200 likes on the show before the earnings call in 14 minutes before we hear from the team. I want to be the marketing manager of this company. I will be the marketing manager of this company. And I will save them some money. Let's do it right now. Okay. How many likes have we got now? Okay. Here we go. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. We're now up to 147. There are 243 watching. There we go, 243 watching. And we've had 5 reposts now. 5 reposts, 148. We want to get to 200 before, there we go, 151. Right, let's get funky in the studio. Turn up the music, folks. Turn it up. We want 200 likes in the next 13 minutes. 152. We've now got people are sharing and voting. There's the votes. It's coming on in. All right, here we go. Let's go to the back of the studio and see what's going on. Let's add some movement in here. There we go. We're all ready. We're all ready to rock and roll. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Okay. Jordan Allen has just gifted 5 memberships. 5 memberships. I love it. Jordan Allen has just gifted 5 memberships. Come on, everybody. Pump the music up. Who's won? Drillian Damage is here. Drillian Damage always says my show is all wrong and I'm investing wrong and I'm doing it all wrong. And he's always likes to hide behind being here. But as soon as someone donates a prize, he always wins it. Always the same. Raman Wasarij, how are you? Welcome to the show. Lovely to have you here. Just a few minutes to go now. 12 minutes to go. We've now got 164. We've got 164 likes and we've got, it's looking great. Really, really great. Ionas Maris has just become a member as well. Fantastic. Congratulations to you. I love it. I love it. Let me give you a round of applause. Have we got any more members? If you, there we go. Oleg has just become a member as well. Fantastic. Remember, all the members, you get lifetime discount on all of our sponsors now. You get a lifetime, you get discounts on Sensei Crypto. You get a 10% with the best discount anyone can get. No one has a discount that much. Drillian Damage is here. From Alpha Spread. We now do the reviews for Alpha Spread. You'll see our reviews on Alpha Spread now above CNBC and above Yahoo Finance. You will see it there. If you go to, here we go, Virgin Galactic. We've just got 11 minutes to go before the earnings. This is good. Not that long to go now. Brilliant. If you go to Alpha Spread, let's say you look at a stock like this, you scroll down and you'll see all the news, and we're now doing reviews and analytics now, stock analyzing for all the stocks. There you go. There is CNBC. There is Morningstar, and they put me at the top there. And I review now all the stocks for Alpha Spread. You can see that. We aim to be the most honest, real channel on YouTube TV. We've got the world's biggest investors. 95% of the world's retail investors are here. So Richard Branson has heard my song, Anybody Out There at Breakfast, the other day. We know that for a fact. We know we've spoken to the team at Virgin Galactic. Michael Cole Glazier heard us. and he couldn't help but hear us. 95% of the world's investors on the retail sector spoke, and he acted, and now we've got the news, and we've been letting you know about it all day. So let's get right back to it. We are now 180. Just a few moments to go now, 10 minutes. Let's get serious a minute. Let's stop all the lights. Let's slow it all down. Let's turn that down. There we go. It's now time to get ready. Just 9 minutes to go. Now then, how many have we got now? I want 200 by the time the earnings call starts. Everybody, if you've just tuned in, it's a record beat tonight. No surprise. I told you why. We told you who'd sold this morning. I told you who I was on the phone to at 4 o'clock this morning with the shares. We knew that the retail investors weren't selling. Institutions dumped it. They've all bought it back. That's why it's moved so quickly. It's got nothing to do with me, nothing to do with you. Everybody held. The institutions dumped it. That's why it's going up, and it's going to short squeeze at $2, and we're going all the way to $100. I've got no doubt about it at all. 100%. I've said 100% now for 2.5 years. All right, we've got just 8 minutes to go. We need another 31 likes. We've got 247 watching. And we'll be hearing from the team in a minute. I'm expecting a nod from the investor team with regard to what we did as investors. Look out for that. And when that happens, I expect the chat to go crazy. I've invited the astronauts to call in. I've also invited Michael Cole-Glazier to DM me. I want to be the marketing manager for Virgin Galactic. And I'm here willing and waiting to save them millions of dollars a year. And I have contacts in 195 countries. I can promote the stock. I can deliver on what this needs to be. 8 minutes to go. Welcome everybody on TikTok. We've got 37,000 followers now on TikTok. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to everyone that took part in the poll. Sadly, it's still not that many. I don't know why. It's only 8 reposts, 12 likes. It's not bad, but we could do so much better than this. So much better. Please do get involved with this. We've got 25 likes to go in just 7 minutes and 47 seconds. I want 200, which smashes last time. Let's see how we can do. Come on, let's do it. Not that long to go now. 7 minutes to go. We are now at 176, with a 13% swing. Okay. Get ready. Here we go. Let's go back to the stock and watch what we're doing again. Here we go. Let me bring it up. We've got the earnings. We've got slides as well. We will be sharing some slides tonight from Virgin Galactic as well. Here we go. Let me just scroll out on that. 176 now. 179 likes. Just 21 to go. Come on, guys. We can do it. We can do it. If you've just come on in, please do share it with us. It'd be absolutely wonderful. Really do appreciate it a lot. Right, let me go back over to this screen a second. Just 6 minutes 46 to go. Not that long to go now. Okay, 6 minutes 30. $1.77, $1.78. We're at 179 likes now, which is fantastic. We just 180. We just need another 20 to go to break all the records, and that would be fan-flipping-tastic. Now then, has anybody during this show yet gone and watched and shared the song? $1 million worth of Virgin Galactic investment here, waiting. You've just got to play it and share it. It's my own original song I wrote for Sir Richard Branson. You've only got to play it and keep looping it and sharing it and social media it until it falls off. Literally, I will spend up to $1 million that I make from this, and it could easily do that if all of my investors of Virgin Galactic did it. You could get $1 million. I will spend $1 million on Virgin Galactic. Okay, right there. I've given you the link for the song in the chat. I'll give it to you again. It's pinned to the top. Let me give it to you again. There it is. All right. There is the Virgin Galactic video and song. Okay. Right. Let's go back now. We're looking at Virgin Galactic. It's now at 179. We got 5 minutes to go. We will be going over to the audio in a minute from Virgin Galactic. We will be doing that. So we're just a few more. We have got slides tonight, so I'm going to prepare that in just a couple of moments. In fact, I'm going to prepare it now. So here we go. We're going to bring that up now. We're going to go from here to the chart, and here we go. Let me check the audio. Okay. And, okay, that's running. That's a very, very quiet audio they've got there. Let me turn the audio up a little bit. Very, very quiet tonight, their audio is. Let me shut that down so we've all got that. Okay, now then. We are going to be, let me just bring that up. Okay, let me check the levels. They're playing very low audio, not very good with their audio right now. Whoever's producing that is putting out at a very low level. But anyway, hopefully that'll improve when we start. We're just a few moments away, 3 minutes now. Let's hope we get a great... We know the results are great, but tonight should be a very interesting night. So here we go. Just some moments away before the call begins. We are listening in. We want 200 likes before the show starts. We are now 192. 192 likes, folks. 193. 193. We are nearly there now. I'm not going to give up. 193. Let's do it. I predicted 200 by the time the earnings started. With 193. Let's do it. Look at this. We are now at 193. 194. Look at that. Brilliant. It's virtually to the 199. 2.5 minutes to go. Let's exceed expectations as we always do. Undersell and over-deliver. That's the motto of the show. 204. Fantastic. We have the world's biggest and most retail investors in the world here watching tonight. More than any other platform in the world, we support Virgin Galactic. We love what it's doing, and it's now a profitable company, and it's growing faster and faster every day. Okay, here we go. Showtime, folks. Let's line her up. Here we go. We've got the audio ready to go, and with 2 minutes, I hope they turn their audio up because it's very low, but we shall see. Anyway, we're all good to go. 300 in the stream. We should end up with 2,000 come through the stream. That's what we're expecting. We've had 639 through the stream so far. Some will then come back and watch later, or they'll rejoin at the beginning. So we got 1,800 last time, up to 639 right now. 11,452, 11,469 subscribers. Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. 10,146 views in the last 48 hours. Brilliant. Virgin Galactic now at $1.74. 1 minute to go. Here we go. We're listening in. We're listening in, and we're very excited. Okay, we'll get rid of the clock in a few seconds. Thirty seconds to go. You're very welcome. We are now general public. But for the earnings, we are going back members only, because that's the promise I have made to my members and I've made to the investors. The investors and the audience is what it's all about, not me making money. I am secondary. So as promised, we are now, here he is, Andy Shovel, one of the world's biggest investors of Virgin Galactic. He's in the chat. We are members only. We're not messing around now. Exactly as predicted, Andy, I put out 3 important videos this morning. At 4 o'clock this morning, I was on the phone calling investors around the world and speaking to them. Retail investors have not sold a single share today. It was all institutions. They dumped it.
Good afternoon. My name is Sarah, and I will be your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to Virgin Galactic's third quarter 2023 earnings conference call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, simply press star 1 again. I will now turn the call over to Mr. Eric Cerny, Vice President of Investor Relations.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Virgin Galactic's third quarter 2023 earnings conference call. On the call with me today are Michael Colglazier, Chief Executive Officer, and Doug Ahrens, Chief Financial Officer. Following prepared remarks from Michael and Doug, we will open the call for questions. Our press release and slide presentation that will accompany today's remarks are available on our investor relations website. Please see slide 2 of the presentation for our safe harbor disclaimer. During today's call, we may make certain forward-looking statements. These statements are based on current expectations and assumptions, and as a result, are subject to risk and uncertainties. Many factors could cause actual events to differ materially from the forward-looking statements made on this call. For more information about these risks and uncertainties, please refer to the risk factors in the company's SEC filings made from time to time. You are cautioned not to put undue reliance on forward-looking statements, and the company specifically disclaims any obligation to update the forward-looking statements that may be discussed during this call, whether as a result of new information, future events, or otherwise. Please also note that we will refer to certain non-GAAP financial metrics on today's call. Please refer to our earnings release for a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial metrics. With that, I would now like to turn the call over to Michael. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Virgin Galactic successfully achieved several important milestones in the third quarter, which, in combination with some important adjustments we are making in our near-term operating model, has set the company on course to define and lead the suborbital space travel industry. We're going to cover a lot of ground today, so I'll open the call with 4 key headlines. First, we have demonstrated that our spaceflight system works on a repeatable basis. As planned, we completed 6 spaceflights in under 6 months with our initial spaceship, VSS Unity. This is an unprecedented achievement in human spaceflight. Second, the Virgin Galactic customer experience has been overwhelmingly positive and meaningful, and the value of our experiential product is exceeding our high expectations. The backlog of demand for our experience is robust, and our early customers, our Virgin Galactic astronauts, love it. Third, we expect the advances being built into our Delta-class ships will enable each of these new ships to fly up to 8 times per month during steady-state operations. This turn time metric is unrivaled in the industry and will enable breakthrough capacity and revenue generation. And fourth, we forecast our quarter-end cash and marketable securities position of approximately $1.1 billion provides sufficient capital to bring our first 2 Delta ships into service and to enable our crossover to positive cash flow in 2026. We look forward to sharing details behind these headlines on today's call. Turning to our agenda on slide 3. I'll start with an overview of the Virgin Galactic astronaut experience and share customer insights from our first 6 flights. We'll review progress from our Delta spaceship program and talk more specifically about the expected unit economics of our Delta-class ships. We'll then discuss adjustments to our near-term operating model, including restructuring actions announced yesterday that will redirect resources towards our Delta program as we focus the entire company on realizing the profit potential from these ships. Finally, We'll share financial results for the quarter and discuss the expected spending profile of our Delta program in greater detail. Following our prepared remarks, we will open the call for your questions. Turning to slide 4. Since our last earnings call, we completed 4 space missions on the monthly cadence that we had planned. Each mission was an incredible success, and we are now graduating customers from our future astronaut community into the Virgin Galactic astronaut community. Our Virgin Galactic astronauts experience their spaceflight in ways that are unique to their background and motivation for traveling to space. One point of commonality, though, has been that the overall experience is dramatically impacting our customers in an extremely positive way. Moving to slide 5. The quotes on this page are from some of our astronauts following their space flights, and they capture just a sliver of the meaning that our customers have come away with. I'll read just 3 of them on today's call. The first is a quote from a Galactic 2 astronaut. "This has been the best day of my life, the most sensational day of my life, and you can't get any better than that. It exceeded my wildest dreams." The second is from a Galactic 4 astronaut who said, "I always knew it was going to be the most extraordinary experience of my life. I always knew that, and people kind of told me it was going to be. But then, when it is, and it's on another level to the experience you thought you were going to have, then it's very difficult to explain." And from our youngest astronaut who shared, "I was shocked at the things that you feel. You are so much more connected to everything than you would expect to be. You felt like a part of the team, a part of the ship, a part of the universe, a part of Earth. It was incredible, and I'm still starstruck." Vastly exceeding the expectations of our customers is the best way to convert those customers into ambassadors for our company. Based on initial feedback, we are delivering a truly incomparable experience that our astronauts will carry with them for their lifetimes. We will continue to learn and adjust the overall customer journey, but the early results have been exceeding our very high expectations. Moving to slide 6. Our focus on the astronaut's journey and the very way in which we bring people to space is paying off in the overall experience. Our training takes place at Spaceport America, an incomparable facility built by the state of New Mexico, and the stunning setting has been a hit with astronauts and their guests alike. The 90-minute spaceflight experience, including the climb to release altitude while attached to our mothership, is proving to be an experiential advantage. The smoothness of it all, combined with the raw power of the rocket motor during the boost phase, has been a standout feature for our astronauts. The view of the Earth in its natural habitat of space has literally taken breath away and drawn tears and deep emotions because of its stunning beauty and brilliance. And the fact that we land back on the same runway where we took off, with all the friends and family awaiting, has made for a completely magical return experience. Our training program is a huge differentiation point. We took the opportunity on our early flights to have our astronaut instructors observe the customer experience from within the cabin to guide adjustments to our ground-based training process. This process was valuable and has been successfully completed. Starting with Galactic 6, we will open up this instructor seat, and all 4 Unity seats will have paying customers. 6 human spaceflights in 6 months with VSS Unity is a tremendous accomplishment that establishes new turn time records for reusable human spaceflight systems. It's important to note that the primary business objectives of Unity's missions are to demonstrate the efficacy of our spaceflight system, to build learnings that inform our Delta program, and to showcase the incredible emotion, impact, and value of Virgin Galactic spaceflight experience. We have done that. These flights have built confidence in our spaceflight system, increased credibility as we consistently deliver on plan, and clearly demonstrated the powerful customer benefits of a Virgin Galactic spaceflight. The success of these flights has been accomplished through the collaborative effort of our entire company, and I'd like to call out the incredible work from our teammates who have made this possible. Moving to slide 7. Virgin Galactic spaceship and mothership both have industry-leading reusability metrics, but our airplane-based mothership has the additional benefit of fast turnaround times. Our primary goal with the Delta program is to also bring that fast turn time capability to our spaceships to unlock a step function increase in capacity. In this regard, The next page, slide 8, makes it clear why we are so focused on our Delta ships. Two metrics that will be of importance to our industry are revenue per flight, or RPF, and flights per month, or FPM, which is referenced on a per-ship basis. Taking a look at the table on slide 8, our 4-seat Spaceship 2 model, Unity, has a revenue per flight potential of $1.8 million to $2.4 million at our current prices, depending upon if it is flying private astronauts, research customers, or a mix. Unity has an average flights per month of around 1, and the product of those two metrics leads to modest revenues. As I mentioned earlier, Unity's flight objectives are to demonstrate our system, showcase our astronaut experience, and provide learnings for our Delta program. While 1 flight per month with Unity is a material step above competitive offerings, the total cost to support Unity's flights surpass the relatively modest monthly revenues. Delta ships will have 50% more seats than Unity. So, using our most recent pricing of $450,000 per seat, or $600,000 for research seats, the revenue per flight for a Delta ship is $2.7 to $3.6 million. With our current expectation of Delta ships turning twice per week in steady-state operation, Delta ships would have a flights per month metric of 8, which makes the monthly revenue potential of a Delta ship up to 12 times that of Unity. As a high-temperature carbon composite spaceplane, we expect each Delta ship to have a vehicle life cycle of 500 or more flights. And as we shared previously, we expect each new Delta ship to cost around $50 to $60 million in steady-state production. Our Delta-class ships are powerful economic engines. Because of their breakthrough capacity and revenue generation, we are choosing to leapfrog past our third-generation ship, VSS Imagine, and move directly to our fourth generation, the Delta class, as the model type basis for our production fleet. VSS Imagine will be used to support ground-based elements of the Delta program, and we will not bring that ship into service. Our Delta program continues to track to the key milestones we've laid out. Tooling builds have already started, and our spaceship factory in Phoenix is well underway and will come online in Q2 of 2024. Ground and flight-based testing of our Delta-class ships is on track to begin in 2025, with revenue service beginning in 2026. The top image on slide 9 shows progress that is being made on our spaceship factory in Phoenix. Construction has been advancing on schedule, and we expect to begin interior fit-out in April, with major assemblies from our primary suppliers, Bell and Carbon, beginning to arrive midway through 2024. We are making several upfront investments in test infrastructure, and we will be conducting extensive ground testing of our Delta ships. This is a key factor in accelerating our flight test program and in our ability to verify the durability and longevity of our ships. Build-out and installation of this test infrastructure has begun, and build-out will continue into the first half of 2024. We will incur one-time expenses for these important test assets during those periods. The first test asset is known as a Copperbird systems mockup. The Copperbird will allow us to configure and test our avionics, flight controls, and electrical systems. As you can see in the image on the lower left of slide 9, this effort is already underway at our engineering headquarters in Orange County, California, along with the design and testing of our updated cabin interior, including our new seat design, shown here on the lower right. The second test system, also located in Southern California, is known as an Ironbird, and it will be verifying and cycle testing our mechanical systems and validating our designs. Each of these test systems, as well as a dedicated static test article, will enable us to verify the performance of the key elements of our Delta ships that are driving our improved turn times and will reduce the amount of time needed for final assembly, ground test, and flight test. Moving to slide 10. We expect near-term uncertainty in capital markets to continue as high interest rates persist and geopolitical unrest expands. In response to this environment, Virgin Galactic is taking several important actions to ensure our existing cash runway is sufficient to reach positive cash flow. As a growth company that is also defining a new industry, Virgin Galactic has been pursuing two parallel work streams. Our spaceline operations teams have been demonstrating our technology and customer experience with our Unity spaceship, while our programs and engineering teams have been developing a production platform that will deliver profitable growth with our Delta program. Both of these areas consume substantial resources, and both have been critical to our company. That said, our company's financial growth is built around our production spaceships, the Delta class, and we are shifting all company resources towards the safe, efficient, and successful execution of this program. This necessitates 4 changes to our near-term operating model. First, we will reduce net spending within our spaceline operations by decreasing the cadence while increasing the revenue per flight of Unity's remaining missions. Galactic 6 is expected to take place in January as planned, and we will move to a quarterly flight cadence versus a monthly flight cadence for Unity's remaining space missions. We expect the average revenue per flight for Galactic 6 and Galactic 7 to be in the range of $2 to $2.5 million, which is approximately 4 times greater than the revenue per flight that Unity realized in the third quarter.
Derek Schwartz has become a member.
This increase is driven in part by the additional revenue seat that had previously been occupied by an astronaut instructor, and in part due to a customer mix that includes research revenue. Additionally, when we have openings in the flight manifest, we are making those seats available to customers who are interested in participating in an earlier space flight at a premium price. These seats, as they become available, have been priced closer to $1 million than to our prior price point of $450,000. Second, we will be pausing Unity space flights in mid-2024 so our highly skilled spaceline operations teams in New Mexico can support the final assembly effort of our first Delta ships. This is cost efficient as it allows us to optimize our total workforce. It also provides our technical operations teams hands-on experience with the Delta ships during the build process, which will be invaluable for maintenance and turn time support when those ships move to Spaceport America for flight test and revenue service. Flights from Spaceport America are expected to start again in mid-2025 with Delta flight test. Third, and as shared on our last call, we have resequenced the timing of our next mothership to coincide with the ramp-up of our spaceship fleet. This allows us to better manage the timing of our capital expenditures, and it allows our engineering teams to complete the bulk of the Delta work before pivoting to the next mothership effort. We expect the first of our next 2 motherships to enter service in 2027, which will support the timing of additional spaceships coming off the line in Phoenix. Our existing mothership, Eve, is performing well following its enhancement program, and Eve will carry our first 2 Delta ships during their flight test program and into revenue service in 2026, where it will support meaningful revenue and cash flow positivity. And fourth, as we focus the entire company towards the successful execution of the Delta program, Mike Moses, with his deep expertise from both NASA and Virgin Galactic, will take on the expanded role of President of Virgin Galactic Spaceline. We will be aligning the entirety of our technical, engineering, and non-customer-facing operations teams under Mike, with a full company focus on bringing our production fleet into service, crossing over to cash flow positive operations, and readying our company to scale and continue to lead this exciting industry. With these adjustments to our plans, we project our end-of-quarter cash and marketable securities position of nearly $1.1 billion to be sufficient to support the development and entry into service of our first 2 Delta ships and to achieve cash flow positivity in 2026. These adjustments to our near-term operating model have impacts on our flight manifest and on our staffing levels. Regarding manifest impacts, with Unity's fewer seats and low flight cadence, these changes will have minimal impact on total astronauts carried. However, a subset of customers who are early in the manifest will have a longer time extension before their flights. Internally at Virgin Galactic, achieving this plan has required us to make the difficult decision to reduce the size of our teams that support our spaceline operations and our staff areas. Our teammates at Virgin Galactic are talented, purpose-driven, and they excel in their professions, and it is deeply unfortunate to part ways with some of our coworkers and our friends. With the restructuring announced yesterday, along with headcount management efforts that have been taking place across the year, we expect to enter 2024 with approximately 840 full-time employees. By taking these actions now, we ensure Virgin Galactic continues to have access to the resources needed to reach positive cash flow and to deliver on our mission, bringing the wonder of space to our existing customer base and to the generations of customers who will follow. Doug, let's turn the call over to you.
Thanks, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Turning to page 11 and our financial results. In his opening remarks, Michael provided some important information about the company's operations and the related economics. As a follow-up, I'd like to share some additional context relating to both our near-term and long-term financial outlook. First, I'll explain the new expense category called Spaceline Operations and what trends to expect going forward. Second, I'll review the financial results for the third quarter and provide guidance for the fourth quarter. Third, I will describe the shift that has begun toward the building of capital assets, our longer-term projections for overall spending, and the expected path to positive free cash flow. And fourth, I'll expand on the attractive future economics we foresee with the expansion of our Delta-class fleet. Let's start by taking a closer look at the new expense category, Spaceline Operations, and how that plays into our third quarter results. In our last earnings call in August, we previewed the introduction of Spaceline Operations, which followed the launch of commercial service and achievement of technological feasibility for our current spaceflight system. In order to understand and interpret what Spaceline Operations represents, it is important to recognize that Virgin Galactic is somewhat unique as a company that both produces and operates space vehicles. We first build fixed assets, such as spaceships and motherships. Then we utilize those assets to provide spaceflight services. While we are able to capitalize certain costs for production of vehicles, some production costs cannot be capitalized and must be recognized as an expense. These non-capitalizable production costs are reflected in Spaceline Operations, along with the current costs of conducting spaceflights. Note that the presentation of Spaceline Operations does not indicate an increase in spending, but rather a remapping of expenses that were previously in R&D or SG&A. I'll share more about our expectations for the Spaceline Operations expense category following a discussion of our results for the third quarter. Turning to slide 12, we generated revenue of $1.7 million, driven by commercial spaceflights during the quarter and future astronaut membership fees. Total operating expenses were $116 million, compared to $146 million in the prior year period. Spaceline Operations expenses were $26 million compared to approximately $1 million in the prior year period, with the increase attributable to the updated presentation of expenses. R&D expenses were $45 million compared to $97 million in the prior year period, with the $52 million decrease primarily due to remapping of some expenses to Spaceline Operations and lower outside vendor costs. SG&A expenses were $42 million compared to $46 million in the prior year period, with the $4 million decrease primarily due to remapping of some expenses to Spaceline Operations. We reported a GAAP net loss of $105 million compared to $146 million in the prior year period, primarily driven by lower operating expenses and a $9 million increase in interest income from returns on our portfolio of marketable securities.
Great news, no
Adjusted
dilution.
EBITDA was negative $87 million in the third quarter compared to negative $129 million in the prior year period, primarily driven by lower operating expenses.
I'm going to buy more.
Free
There's
cash
no
flow
dilution.
was negative $105 million compared to negative $102 million in the prior year period. Free cash flow came in better than our guidance of negative $120 to $130 million due to the timing of certain vendor payments. Moving to slide 13. At the end of the third quarter, cash equivalents, and marketable securities on the balance sheet totaled approximately $1.1 billion, a sequential increase of $108 million from the second quarter of fiscal 2023. During the quarter, we raised $211 million in gross proceeds as part of our at-the-market equity offering program. Moving to slide 14 and our financial outlook. For the fourth quarter, we expect revenue to be approximately $3 million, primarily driven by two commercial spaceflights, Galactic 4, which occurred in October, and Galactic 5, which occurred last week. Our capital expenditures for the fourth quarter are projected to be between $25 and $30 million. We expect to approximately double our capital expenditures over the third quarter, primarily due to the construction of the spaceship assembly facility in Phoenix and building of tooling for the Delta-class spaceships. We expect our forecasted free cash flow for the fourth quarter of 2023 to be in the range of negative $125 to $135 million, to account for both the timing of vendor payments that favorably impacted our third quarter, as well as the increase in capital expenditures just mentioned. In connection with the restructuring effort that Michael mentioned, and which is already underway, we estimate a one-time restructuring charge of approximately $5 million and an annual cost reduction of approximately $25 million relative to our current cost base. This cost reduction will be realized beginning in the first quarter of 2024. Now I'd like to provide some context around our longer-term financial outlook. Let's move to slide 15. For clarity, it's helpful to first consider our business model. Our economic life cycle began with a multi-year research and development phase to create and prove out our initial spaceflight system. We have successfully demonstrated that by conducting regular commercial spaceflights on a monthly cadence with our Unity spaceship and Mothership Eve. We are in the upfront investment phase of our production vehicles, the Delta-class spaceships, which are expected to deliver 12 times the monthly revenue capacity of the initial spaceflight system. A period of non-recurring engineering, or NRE, is followed by a period of upfront capital investment to build the fixed assets, such as a factory and tooling, that are then available to produce multiple vehicles, namely spaceships, on a continuing basis and at a relatively low recurring cost per vehicle. Each of these vehicles are additional assets and are expected to have significant ongoing profit-generating potential based on the performance criteria we have specified. Through 2023, our spending has predominantly gone toward operating expense, mostly tied to non-recurring engineering costs for the development of our spaceflight system. As we achieve certain milestones in the development of the Delta-class vehicles in 2024, these engineering costs begin to be capitalized. In addition, we are investing in fixed assets such as a spaceship assembly factory, tooling, sub-assemblies, test assets, and spaceport facilities that will drive future growth. This chart shows how our spending is expected to shift primarily to CapEx in 2024. While this chart is for illustrative purposes, we are not giving specific cash flow guidance for multiple years. You can generally see that the two-year average spending for 2024 and 2025 will be below that of 2023. Spending is expected to be weighted more to the front end because of our planned CapEx investments in fixed assets that enable future revenue growth. Earlier, we discussed the actions we are taking to reduce our cost structure. Because of the reduced flight cadence, our spaceline operations expense is forecasted to decrease in 2024 compared to our current spending level. Other reductions in headcount and streamlining of operating expenses contribute meaningfully to our lower spending footprint going forward. Given the strength of our balance sheet with approximately $1.1 billion in cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities available, combined with our actions to reduce spending, we have paved the way to positive free cash flow in 2026 with our existing capital. I'd now like to provide more insights about our expected future economics upon the completion of the Delta-class spaceships. While cash flow break-even is one milestone along our journey, we clearly intend to capitalize on our unique, high-margin product offering to drive top-line growth and strong shareholder returns. By 2026, we expect to be entering the cash-positive growth phase, as shown on the chart on page 15. We mentioned on a previous call that we project the contribution margin from our spaceflights to exceed 75%. Given this margin profile, we expect that we will cross over to positive free cash flow in 2026 when we have 2 Delta ships in service. At this point, cash inflows from spaceflights are projected to exceed our overall cost base. Importantly, by 2026, we anticipate we will have completed the upfront investments in manufacturing capacity to produce incremental Delta-class spaceships at a cost of $50 to $60 million each. Given the expected flight rate and revenue capacity of these ships, we expect a payback period of less than 6 months for each new vehicle that we add to our fleet. Additional motherships will also be required to accommodate the expanded fleet of spaceships. Given these compelling economics, we are singularly focused on the delivery of Delta-class spaceships. As mentioned earlier, Our $1.1 billion balance of cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities is expected to be sufficient to achieve positive free cash flow. While not required in the near term, we intend to utilize the approximately $113 million left on the current at-the-market equity offering, which would support further investment in revenue-generating assets like additional motherships, additional Delta-class ships, or to further strengthen our balance sheet. To summarize, with a focus on cost management, we are mitigating the risk associated with accessing capital markets in order to meet our longer-term objectives. We project we have sufficient capital to build the revenue-generating assets necessary to achieve positive free cash flow. With that, I'll hand the call back to Michael for some closing comments.
I'll be buying more.
Thanks, Doug.
There's no dilution.
To recap the key items from today's call, our spaceflight system works on a repeatable basis, and the astronaut experience is exceeding our very high expectations. With each new Delta ship delivering steady-state revenue capacity of up to 12 times greater than VSS Unity, we expect to cross into cash flow positivity in 2026 as we bring our first 2 Delta ships into service. Our end-of-quarter cash and marketable securities balance of approximately $1.1 billion is expected to be sufficient to bring these first 2 Delta ships into service as we tightly manage and prioritize our resources against the Delta program while reducing expenditures associated with flying VSS Unity. All of these factors support our business model, which is highly profitable and cash generative at steady state. While the upfront capital costs are meaningful, ongoing CapEx needs for each spaceport are relatively modest given the long lives and high capacity of our ships. Variable costs are relatively low in relation to our ticket prices, and incremental spending to expand our fleet is expected to bring high operating leverage, high double-digit contribution margins, and excellent return on investment. I'd like to thank our Virgin Galactic customers, shareholders, and fans for their support as we work to ensure our company's future for the long term. And I'd like to sincerely thank our teammates for the incredible work they have been delivering, while also recognizing the loss that will be felt across the company as we part ways with some of our friends and coworkers. We are now stepping forward and placing all focus on safely, efficiently, and successfully executing the Delta program. With that, we'll turn to questions. Operator, we are ready to begin the Q&A portion of the call.
Thank you. If you have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. To withdraw your question, simply press star 1 again. Your first question comes from the line of Matt Akers with Wells Fargo. Your line is open.
Hi, this is Eric Yan on for Matt. Thanks for the question. Could you discuss more details around the Delta work you've done this year so far, and if there are any updates to the plans or milestones you laid out for the next couple of years?
What a silly question. We've
Sure.
already just been through all that.
I think, as we shared in the
No
prepared
energy,
remarks,
not even listening.
we've been executing Delta on our plan, on our schedule. This year is primarily about adapting the designs from all the learnings that we've done in building out our first initial spaceflight system. In particular, transitioning those designs to a different carbon composite system is a big part of that has a lot of benefits into the process. That design process and taking advantage of the things that we've learned from flying Unity on a monthly basis have let us build in and confirm the much improved turn times that we're going to see from the Delta ships along the way. We've also begun working through our test asset systems. We clearly are designing for this turn rate. We're also building the test assets to verify them. You heard us referencing a Copper Bird and an Iron Bird. Those systems have started up. We've been working closely with our partners, our key partners that will be building these ships with us, in particular Bell from Bell Textron and Carbon. They're tightly interwoven with our efforts and using the same kind of software platform along the way. And the tooling that those companies are building that will then do the parts has already begun. Initial parts are coming off those tools, but the majority of parts and then fabrication will happen in 2024, in line as we bring our spaceship factory in Phoenix done. If you see the image of the spaceship factory, I think it's page 9 in the attachment. The core and shell, that's all done. We're going to be starting to do the interior build out of the factory in the first quarter of next year, actually probably into this year. And then we plan to occupy that somewhere around April so that we can then put in our own systems to begin the final assembly of the ships. So that's all tracking as previously shared, and that puts us on path to do our flight testing in 2025 and putting these into revenue service in 26.
Okay, got it. Thanks. That's very helpful. Also wanted to ask if you have a more specific timing on the Delta launch now.
Some of these investors, I honestly think, just don't even want to be investors.
Nothing more specific for today, but I will say, you're going to see them flying in 2025 as we do our flight testing. Flight test will include, they'll start with what we call captive carry flights, then they'll move to what we call glide flight, where we're releasing without the power of rockets, and then we'll start to power the flights up towards space. So you'll be seeing all that happening in 2025.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Greg Conrad with Jefferies. Your line is open.
Good evening.
Hi, Greg.
Maybe just to start with one clarification question. I mean, you talked about pausing Unity flights in mid-2024, and I think you mentioned Galactic 06 and 07. Is 07 going to be the last Unity flight, and is there any commercial flight activity between mid-2024 and the introduction of Delta into service in 2026?
Yeah, let me just kind of more color on what we're doing. Obviously, we've had incredible success flying Unity, and as we were sharing, the business reasons for flying Unity are to demonstrate what this industry is about, both the safety, how the ships work, the fact that we can repeat them, and importantly, getting a chance to showcase the customer experience. Because unlike whether you're a new electric vehicle startup or something similar, people are familiar with the business model, and human spaceflight is something that private citizens have really never had the chance to do. So Unity is demonstrating all that, but it is very resource consumptive as we do it. So the big move we're making here is pivoting the resources that have been being put into the Unity flights and redirecting them over to get the Delta ships done with the cash we have on hand, and take that kind of market risk off the table. So as we're doing that, we will continue to fly Unity. We're moving to quarterly because it allows us to reduce cost as we do that. And we know we'll go on January is when we're doing Galactic 6. We'll do Galactic 7 probably in the earlier side of the second quarter. And then whether we do Galactic 8 with Unity before we move our team or not is really around the specific timing of when our very skilled teams that are in New Mexico, both technical operations and engineers, we want them to be a part of the build process of our Delta ships. It's better from a spending standpoint, so we aren't ramping up as many incremental folks along the way. And the importance is it allows our teams that will maintain these ships to have the hands-on experience of building them, and that will help us more quickly ramp up to rate as we bring them into service. So whether that starts, I'd say, at the tail end or the beginning of the third quarter, or the tail end of the second quarter, beginning of the third quarter, or a little later, will depend upon whether we fly Galactic 8 with Unity or not. So we're not going to make that call today. We're going to let the Delta program and need for those team members drive that. And then we will take a pause with Unity, whether it's after 7 or after 8, as we put our attention on building these Delta ships, because that's where we will drive the economic value of the company.
That makes sense. And then the 8 times per month on Delta, I think previously maybe you talked about weekly flights, if I remember correctly. What's kind of changed there or got you comfortable with that higher expected flight cadence?
Yes, previously we've been talking weekly. Now, my direction internally to our engineers were like, well, beat weekly. We should be able to turn these on a twice a week basis. But the team had work to do on that. And so the first piece that's informed that is just the progression of our designs, and specifically designs that are enabling us to do less between each flight. Now, the Unity flights have been really important in that. As we've gone through the 6 and 6 months and built that operating cadence, it's very dialed in. Our technical operations teams are pros, and they know exactly what they're going to be doing between those flights. And while that work happens to turn Unity, that also shows our engineers and design teams exactly the things that we would like to engineer out of the Delta systems so that we don't have to put that work in between flights because we built the ships in a way that doesn't require it. That work has been kind of validated on the design side as we've learned the specificity of maintenance on the Unity flight. So that's been super, super helpful. And then you heard us talking about the test articles that we're putting in here. We're not going to wait all the way till flight test to validate that. We're going to be validating these designs with our Copperbird and our Ironbird and our static test article systems along the way. I'm really proud of what the engineers have been able to do and what our technical operations teams have delivered. It's that collaborative effort that lets us speak with confidence on a 2x a week or kind of 8 times a month on average flights for Deltas when we get to steady state.
And then just sneaking one last one in, I mean, 8 times 12, 96 or so flights a year for each Delta. How are you thinking about capacity for each spaceport? I mean, I think in the past you've maybe talked about 400, just thinking about, how many spaceships to fill up the first spaceport and kind of start planning for a second.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point. With the turn time objectives on Delta now something we've got confidence in, this has great benefit in reducing the amount of CapEx needed for every spaceport. Right, so with each spaceship being able to do, roundabouts 100 flights a year on a steady state basis, we probably need 4 to 5, right? And that's what we would put in at a spaceport. And so we'll probably start with 4 and just see how we're doing with those, and do we need to add a fifth as kind of one that's always kind of available on the side. We will take, I'm sure, a month out of that year. I'm giving you monthly rates on average. We'll take a month of the year as a more intensive overhaul, like an annual overhaul, like you would see in other aerospace type vehicles. But the average of the year will be 8 times a month, 96-ish a year. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of perspective on that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Miles Walton with Wolfe Research. Your line is open.
We'll have Q&A and review at the end, folks. Stick to the end.
To pick up where that left off, maybe. As you get into 26 and you're sort of going to this very, very high op tempo, how quickly have you assumed getting to that op tempo in the cash flow break-even analysis?
We're giving ourselves in 2026, time to just sort new ships out. Now, we'll have gone through the whole flight test and ground test, and with the extensive ground test assets we've talked about. In this type of work, in our internal modeling, we're giving ourselves half a year to ramp that up. I would note the skill of our technical operations teams. We've given ourselves several flights before we were kind of sure if we'd hit a monthly cadence on Unity, and we hit a monthly cadence pretty much right out of the gate. So I'm very proud and impressed with that team, and they'll be moving that as quickly as we can. But we think it's prudent to be conservative at this point.
Okay, and obviously this is not the company has not been one to run the business without cash on hand. So just want to make sure I understand the $1.1 billion is what you require to get to cash flow positivity. Is that without thinking about just a normal level of cash on hand, or is 1.1 basically the capex and operating costs to get from here to there? Is another way to ask it.
Yes, this is Doug. It's sufficient to get there. And we mentioned we would likely at some point tap into the ATM, what's remaining of $100 million, although we don't need to in any near-term time frame. So we haven't put like a minimum cash balance out there, but we foresee that the $1.1 billion is sufficient to get through to cash flow positivity by 2026.
One thing, Miles, I'd probably just add as context to that. We often will look to say, how much of a kind of a time runway do you want to have on hand? As we get out into 25 and move into 26, the overall cost footprint of the company is also much less than it's been. At this point, we're through all sorts of things, right? We're through all the upfront engineering, the non-recurring engineering. We're through all the upfront tooling and infrastructure test assets go in. We're through all the infrastructure of the factory. We've got the supply chain built out and going. And so all those costs are behind us at that point in time, and we're at a lighter footprint, so the need for cash on hand is less than you may have seen from us in the past.
And just one other one. The mothership, you said the second one you're planning enters in 2027. I think the mothership is more restrictive in terms of how many flights you can actually achieve. Can you remind us of what the status is on that? Because obviously you've made pretty good progress on the Delta. What's the current status of limitations of flights on the mothership?
So our first mothership, Eve, as we fly with Eve and Unity is the bottleneck in the system. Eve, we'll be able to turn Eve as an airplane around quickly, and we feel Eve is able to do 2 or more flights a week on space flights. Now, Unity can't keep up with that. So generally, we're looking at 2. We think there's probably some opportunity to go above 2 with Eve. But that means Eve will be the kind of constraining factor as we bring the first Deltas on board. So that also, kind of balances out as we're learning to turn the Deltas on that twice-a-week cadence. By having 2 of them out, it'll probably balance out with Eve along the way.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Your next question comes from the line of Michael Leshock with KeyBanc Capital Markets. Your line is open.
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
Mike.
I wanted to start just asking, now that we're in commercial service for some time now, you've had several successful flights. I wanted to ask on how Unity has really influenced the Delta class production and design of that fleet. And how are you thinking about Delta class differently versus maybe 3 or 6 months ago in terms of flight cadence or technical capabilities? You have the 8 times a month flight right now, but anything else that's different than what we had initially expected?
Sure. The flights have been fantastic. I've had a chance to talk to the majority of the astronauts who've flown. It's very, very meaningful. We put just a few of the quotes in here today, and that's been very rewarding to the entire company. I've never contemplated an experience that is having the value that this is having for people, and I think that will bode incredibly well for us as we go forward. So Unity's been delivering that. There are a lot of things on Unity that were like, this is fantastic, and it will carry forward. We love the design of our cabin. We love the way the cabin interior generally is laid out. We love the mirrored element in the back. We love the way we have the windows scattered around the sides and the ceiling. Ceiling kind of becomes a glass bottom boat as we flip the ship upside down. The collection of all those and being able to see almost, kind of like through, the French doors looking out on, able to use your peripheral vision as you're above the planet and see the vastness of space. All that in Unity is amazing and will be carried forward into the Delta ships. Now, Unity has things that we want to change, right? It is heavier than the Delta ships will be, and so Deltas, of course, will come out with 6 seats, so adding 50% to the capacity along the way. We're changing the system, the composite system of Delta. And that's really what's driving the majority of the work on the engineering side as we update the parts elements for that. So then as you kind of pivot to, what is really different in Delta than where we've been before, from our engineer standpoint, not much is different than where they are before. They're just confirming for me what I'd asked them to be able to deliver is we should be able to turn these ships on a twice-a-week basis. And as we've advanced our design, that charge, kind of extra credit charge they had from me, they have been delivering against. So that's very compelling, and that's why we're feeling comfortable sharing that with you here today. There are smaller things that I think we're learning around the flight, but the biggest things that we've picked that I'd say are of value on this type of call is by understanding what it takes to turn Unity on a month-by-month basis. We know that very specifically. We can target those things specifically in our design and verify it and test so that we don't need to do all those things flight by flight, and that's how we're going to turn this so much more quickly.
And then I wanted to ask on research flights, would you look to increase your mix in terms of more research versus private astronaut flights before you get to free cash flow positive, just given the higher revenue per flight, or are you still targeting that 10% research number?
Yeah, I think the mix is going to be important. It's incredibly, for our future, we have to be commercially in a commercially reasonable cadence with our early flights. And while we have, I'd say the long term is 10%, I've been very pleased listening to our researchers, both the Italians, Alan Sturd, Kelly Girardi, have been very powerfully speaking about the benefits of this and the cost benefit of this for research. So I think we're going to lean into that. One of the things you're seeing in the revenue per flight, we kind of pointed out for Galactic 6 and Galactic 7, it's meaningfully higher than what we've seen in the early flights. And that is, leaning in, it has the force seat, of course, leaning in heavily to the research mix. Also has a place where we've had, if seats have become available in the manifest, we are offering those up at kind of a market rate. And that market rate, as I mentioned, has been closer to $1 million on a seat versus our kind of base pricing that we'd had last at $450. And so all those things kind of combine into the mix of a revenue per flight. When we come into Deltas, we clearly want to be moving through our existing customers. They've been very patient. We also have to use commercially reasonable efforts to make sure we've got the revenue coming in to maintain a cash positive and a profitable position. So we'll work with the mix to balance all that out.
Got it. Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Oliver Chen with TD Cowen. Your line is open.
Hi, Michael and Doug. There's a lot of very helpful information on the Delta class contribution margin as well as cost. On the 75% contribution margin, what would you articulate as some of the major sensitivities there in terms of upside or downside potential? And then, Michael, as you continue to enhance the customer experience, it sounded like there's a lot of great personalization as well. What are your thoughts in terms of retaining the customers that experience the flight, and any earlier thoughts on customer lifetime value as you think ahead and continue to innovate commercially? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Oliver. This is Doug. I'll take the first question. So regarding the contribution margin, we have a good line of sight into the cost structure because we're already flying, right? We know how much it costs to purchase or build the items that get consumed in the flight. So the cost part of that is something we can see, and we'll continue to drive efficiencies there over time. That has things in it like the rocket motor and the fuel and that sort of things. The more variable item is the revenue per flight, and Michael talked about some of the variation there that can occur depending on the mix of the manifest. and if we've got the standard astronaut ticket pricing, or we have some research mixed in there, or any other variety. So I'd say there's some upside in that more than downside, because when we gave you that 75%, that was using a $450,000 per ticket price. So we've indicated today that there's upside there based on what we're seeing today, and the flights that are coming. So I'd say more upside than downside in that metric.
Oliver, and thanks for the notes, Oliver. We have tried to bring forward good information for everyone today. You talked about things we've been learning from the experience, talking about retaining people and then lifetime value and kind of future opportunities. So I'll try to hit those. It's hard to describe how powerful this experience is. And the customers, the future astronauts who are now graduating to our astronaut community, they're just bowled over and so happy and so pleased. And it has been a long wait. It's been so worth it. And that experience is going to help in kind of the retaining of others as they share that, of course. But as I kind of move into like the value of that group, some of those people, not all, but some of those people will themselves want to repeat. They'll want to repeat at Spaceport America, or they'll want to repeat as we move to other spaceports. The other thing I think, second in value is all of their direct friends that are here. So what we've learned in these last 6 space flights is the event and the moment that is happening around these space flights. So currently, these are just kind of opened up to the friends and family of our astronauts who are flying. And it is a happening. It's emotional, it's meaningful, it's fun. There's of course, there's celebration and ceremony that goes with that. And so, there's some, I'll call it ancillary revenue opportunity just around that. That probably gets bigger as we open up the spaceports to more have viewing, because it is an event. And we keep hoping to get people out to witness this, and I hope you have a chance to come do this. It is just super meaningful just to even watch. But then not only the friends, coming to watch, that's the best chance we have to convert somebody, is bringing friends to watch, and your friend or your family member goes and you see what this is about in person. It is very compelling to then want to move those people forward. And then, the next piece of that is when you've had a meaningful experience at this level of depth and emotion, it is much easier to become missionary and a passionate ambassador for our company going forward. And that's where you really get the multiplicative value to us. That's where you get lifetime value of an individual customer, but also through them bringing in new people into our community. So those are a bit, I'll call it the direct side. As we graduate people into the astronaut community, we absolutely are going to look how to curate that for additional value to those now Virgin Galactic astronauts, but also, of course, driving value to the company. So we're just starting to build that community up, but I have a lot of high interest and engagement of what we can do with a very kind of passionate and deep allegiance to the company group of people like that.
Okay, that's really helpful and innovative. Last question. The spaceship factory is on track to open in mid-2024. In the past, there were supply chain disruptions, of course, and timing, and also cost and time and money. What's ahead with that in terms of what you're monitoring? And is that enough cushion in terms of what you see in the current environment with availability and the flexible arrangements you're using as well? Thank you.
Thanks, Oliver. So we've got a team on the program management side of this, I'll call it more so than the engineers per se, and our supply chain team. These groups are pros. And the big things that's going on now, of course, are scanning out the long lead items. And there's a little bit of whack-a-mole with that, but we whack down things when we see those things pop up. And by having our Delta design be a derivative design, not a brand new thing, it's a derivative design of the work that we've done in the past, we know what those long lead items are, and so we've got the time to be out searching and adapting as we need to. We're working with really seasoned partners in Bell and Carbon. They've been incredibly responsive. We've started to bring some of their team members and leaders out to see our space flights. I think it's really important that those teams feel part of our team and feel part of the emotion and the just huge value of doing this. So that helps us build kind of cultural momentum there as well. And it's a collective effort. So this is an aerospace project, and there's always things that are popping up, but we've got the right focus and the right team and the right buffers built into our plans and schedules that we feel good on them. And we're going to continue to manage, day by day, week by week, month by month on that.
Thank you. Best regards.
Thanks, Oliver.
There are no further questions at this time. This will conclude today's conference call. We thank you for joining. You may now disconnect your lines.
So
today's conference call.
There we go. That's the Virgin Galactic earnings. We will just review and answer some questions and talk about what we've just heard. So let's just clean out a couple of things. We got rid of that. Fantastic. Right. Well, let's respond to the earnings. We will edit this earnings down in a few minutes when I finish here, put it all together, upload it as a video by itself, enhance the sound, cut it so it's just the beginning and the end of the call, no talking before and talking afterwards. But let's quickly talk about the Virgin Galactic earnings. So many of you have been asking me, am I pleased? Did we get the mention? Yes, we did. Clearly, they thanked the shareholders, and it was clearly obvious that the policies have been changed for all to see. I want to thank everyone for taking part in that petition. We have changed the direction of Virgin Galactic. No question about it whatsoever, 100%. And I am really, really proud of what we have done here on the channel. And there is no doubt whatsoever they listened to us and things are now in place. That was by far the best Virgin Galactic earnings we've ever had. Michael Cole-Glazier and the CFO did a wonderful job. It was very well presented. The information on the slides was very concise. It showed the investors how we're going to make money as investors. There is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that this stock will short squeeze. No doubt whatsoever. There's never been a doubt. Once we start going through $2, it's going to squeeze to $5 to $10 very, very quickly. I think tomorrow, when institutions digest the numbers, look at the $1 million seat, look at the speed that we're going to get to Delta. For some of you, I hear there's a bit of concern in the chat about the time it's going to take to get there. It shouldn't concern you at all. This is a rocket company, and we've now got a profitable road path to profitability. 2 years is absolutely nothing, and we're going to be making money along the way as well, selling more tickets. We are now at the bargain basement price. I doubt if you'll ever see it at 150 ever again. I don't see any reason. Of course, somebody might want to scalp it here and sell it off. Well, that would be bonkers, if in my opinion. I am looking to add another 4,000 shares if it does go lower, because I am more convinced than ever of the road to profitability. Their presentation was fantastic. They're listening to their investors. We're going to have spaceports all over the world. I love the idea of the $1 million seat. I can see Elon Musk sitting there and Taylor Swift sitting there. And as soon as that happens, which is going to happen very, very quickly in the space world, it's not that long away at all. We're going to be at $50, $60, $100 a share. I've no doubt about that. I've no doubt about that at all. And those that are trying to short the stock are going to have to buy the stock, and it will short squeeze or lose their money. So it's going to happen. I've no doubt about it whatsoever. Very, very exciting. Very, very happy with that. How does everybody feel? Let's go through the comments. I will move back now to members only, because we have the world's biggest investors here, and we do want to, focus on the investors. Now, remember, just because someone said, I'm only a small investor, you know, I haven't got that sort of money. Let me just be absolutely clear, folks, absolutely clear. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how big an investor, how small an investor you are all the same. We just want respectful people in the chat, not the shorters, not the people spreading false information and all of that rubbish. We don't want that in our channel because, you know, that's not what we're about, okay? So we got members only because we provide the best service. It's not about how many subscribers I can get, how many people I can get watching the show. It's to provide the best service. And I started with $5,000 2.5 years ago. And my portfolio now is what, $54,000. I started, you know, I lost about $30,000 on Virgin Galactic. So we've all been there. We know what it's like. You know, we've all been there. But anyway, let me go back now to members only, so I can answer every one of my members' questions. And we're going to open up as well the Discord, the broadcast lounge. It's now open. This is the Discord lounge. Andy Shovel is in the house. We'd like to thank Andy for putting together. We spoke. We did an interview. You may remember that video. We spoke. He's in the chat with us now. And Andy, if you want to call in, be live on the show, you can. Let me just see if you're still here. Andy Shovel, yes, he is one of the top 10 retail investors in the world. Here he is. Oh, there you go. He's in the chat. That's Andy Shovel, one of the top 10 investors of the world. We have 95% of the retail shares represented here. That's the broadcast lounge. Any of my members, you can't call in if you're not a member. You won't see that channel on Discord. It's not open. If you want to call in, you can. Ask me a question directly. Be on the show. Share with me your thoughts. Share with me your charts, your screen. Everybody, I think everybody today needs to thank Andy. Andy worked really hard on this. Not as hard as me, if I'm honest. But he worked hard on it, all right? Just not as hard as... No one works hard as me. It's impossible, right? No one's as mental as me. Everyone blow up the chat, please. Thanks, Andy. He is the one that put the petition together, sent it off to the investor relations. I just made sure everybody signed it and everybody talked about it and assembled the audience. That's what I did. All right, so blow up the chat. If you want to call in, Broadcast Lounge is open. You can be on the show. Let's see if anybody calls in tonight. Let's answer everyone's questions. All right, this might take a while, but I will get through. Jeff Dean, very exciting news. I'll be adding to my position. This is great. We've not had this sentiment before. It's all been, let's dump the stock. It's rubbish. Now we've got people saying, I want to buy more. I want to buy another 4,000 because there's no dilution. There's no dilution. We're at bottom. There's no reason for it to go any lower. This is the moment you are seeing the stock at the bottom. Will it go a bit lower? Maybe. Maybe somebody will take profits. Adam has just become a bronze member.
Adam Yavorski has become a member.
Adam, you've got many, many perks. I will give you all your perks in a minute when I've gone through the questions. You can get 20 times back what you pay as an investor, as a member. Your value of your membership will go up, except the cost will stay the same and and there will never be any inflation. It will never, ever go and become more expensive. I work with partners like Alpha Spread, the best analyst software in the world. With my membership, your membership now, you get a lifetime discount of 10%, which makes my membership for free. You get a membership to Sensei Crypto, makes your membership for free. There are many, many perks that you can have, and I will give you all your perks in a minute. Just let me get through the questions, all right? Is this report as expected? Yes, but better. I think the team put together a really good presentation, showed us how we can make money, and improved on just about every metric. It was phenomenal. Great, very exciting news. I'll be adding more, so will I. Adam Jaworski, where are you from, Adam? We have members in 43 countries around the world. What country are you from? We might be able to fly the flag for you. What country are you from? We have 43 countries. I bought 1,409 1.4, 9,000 shares today, 150, another 3,000 shares. That's incredible. Fantastic. Definitely going to be buying more in the next few days. See, we've not had this sentiment before. People are now saying, I'm buying more, I'm buying more. This is really great. Get ready for a short squeeze very quickly. Sell it tomorrow with low benefit or wait. Don't sell it, Adam. Be an investor. Don't be a scalp trader. Be an investor in Virgin Galactic. You're now buying the company under cash value. There is no dilution. That's the only reason why the stock went down. Why on earth would you buy if a can of Coke is $1, right? If a can of Coke is $1, everywhere you go, it's $1. Why on earth would you sell it for 10 cents? It's worth $1, right? Because it's why would you sell it for 10 cents? You have now got shares in a space company, which is going to be $100 a share in a few years' time. No doubt about it. It's going to be $10, $20 within probably 6 months. Why on earth would you sell it for $175? Buy it in your Roth, don't pay taxes, and just hold it. I mean, it's a growth company about to explode. You've just heard it. Which price you predict in the next week and in December? I can't give an exact price prediction. I'm just giving you a general idea. PLN. Are you from Poland? Are you from Poland? I've been to Krakow many times. Not many times, twice. Of course, I'm bullish. I'm investing. I've been investing since 2020. Jordan says, be great to hear about the collaboration with NASA, IIAS. You did start to get what I've been saying for ages, that we're going to get many more revenue streams from Virgin Galactic. It's not just flying spaceships. It's going to be the hotels, education, the entertainment, all around it, the families and so on. There's much, much more revenue here. And you own a space company. Space will have slow growth, says Jeff. I disagree with that. I don't think that's one of our members. He squeezed in before I turned it off. Anyway, let's have a little look. Let's agree. Let's have a look. I lost over 100,000 on space, but tax harvesting my brokerage accounts, I'm still got 7,666. I had 20,000 at one point. I took some profits to lower my averages, so I actually really am at $1.57. That's why I did that. It's okay to sell for a loss to drive a price down when you know it's going up long term. Let's have a look. Martin, the merit of this squeeze is all yours. It hasn't short squeezed yet. Nowhere near, but it's going to. You're very, very welcome. You are the GOAT. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Jeff, until it goes faster, I'm not sure what that means. There's some rich people in here with 100,000 shares. Oh, and there's people in here with many more than 100,000 shares. Let's have a look. I've just had a 10 PLN. I have no idea. Can someone tell me what 10 PLN is? Adam, what country are you from? I will speak to you in your language. Why aren't they flying in December? Time is money. Chasing news. They are. We know. They just explained it on the call. They're reducing their fleet and getting straight into the Delta fleet as quickly as possible. We want to reduce costs. The purpose of the original fleet was just to demonstrate that they can do it. Now we want to make money from it. So don't be concerned about that. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a short period, but I need to build a house for my newborn son and wife. Adam, never buy stocks and shares to get out of a financial problem. That's the worst thing to do. Invest in yourself is the most important thing. Earn money the old-fashioned way. Work at McDonald's. Do anything. Earn money. The way the rich invest is this. They invest, they spend the rest. Poor people spend, invest the rest. They do it the other way around. Don't invest to make money to fix a problem. Invest. That is not how to pay the bills. That's how to build a financial future. You're not just madly buying stocks today so you can scalp them so tomorrow you can pay some bills. That's not investing. That's gambling. You don't want to be doing that. That's how you lose your money. That is not what you want to be doing. We all need to earn money, but you don't gamble. That way is not good at all. Let's have a look. Let's read some more questions. Jeff says they will pause flights right now for a small downtime. They're not pausing flights right now at all. There's a few more flights to go, as you heard, and that may continue. So there's no flights paused at all. There's no flights. They're not all cancelled. No squeeze, but by looks of things, no. I said there wouldn't be a squeeze tonight. I said over and over again, there's not going to be a squeeze tonight. If you watch all my videos, I told you exactly what was going to happen. I said we went down. Retail investors didn't sell it. Institutions dumped it to buy it back. It's now gone up. Now we're going to start to see it rise again tomorrow. The short squeeze won't come yet. It's got to break through $2. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen 100%. And after tonight's earnings, that was a phenomenal beat on earnings. Things are moving very quickly in the right direction. Let's have a look. I'm considered to make a big move, but for me is a big risk because I want to buy tomorrow another 12,000 shares. Only spend the money. I mean, I use margin because I understand the stock. I am okay with margin, 8% right now, which is the best on Robinhood, way better than anybody else. But you have to understand why you're buying it. You have to have a balanced portfolio which can support your high-risk investments. Don't go all crazy on something that you think is going to make you rich. You don't ever buy a stock because you want to get rich. You invest in a company, not a stock price. I buy Virgin Galactic because I believe in space and I believe the company will be profitable. I want to own a profitable company. Not concerned with the share price, not concerned with how much money I'm going to make today or tomorrow. I just need it to be show me a profit in 5-10 years, and it will be there within a couple of years. So don't, as I say, just buy a stock because I want to get rich. If you go in with that mentality, you're going to be fearful, you're going to be selling it, you're going to be influenced by shorters and false information. That's why I am here, to bring you the most honest, real information. Do not buy to get yourself rich. It's it's a bad thing. Andy, go on Discord, talk to us. And Martin, that's Stephen Lewandowski, one of our big investors, has just said, Andy, go in Discord and talk to us. Discord is open. Andy has the link. You all have the Discord link. All the members do. Let me give everyone the Discord link in case you don't have it to hand, but there's no reason why you don't, of course. It's free for everyone, but only members can see the link. Yes, Andy, a lot of people here would love to hear from you, and thank you for everything you've done. Martin, what do you expect the price to do over the next couple of days? I'm going to review the situation tonight. I'm going to see what the sentiment is, but we might get a little bit of selling. Don't really care. I'm thinking we're going to get a November, December Santa rally. We could be short squeezing by Christmas. I don't really know. We're at bottom. We're way undervalued. The company now are moving to profitability, positive cash flow. It's a good roadmap. They're not going to dilute, which is the only reason why we're down in the first place. So I've got an average of 157. I'm going to make a lot of money even with 4,000 shares. I'm very happy. New member from Switzerland. That's our very first member from Switzerland. What is your native language? What is your native language? Oh, another member.
Antonia de la Cruz has become a member.
We have members in 43 countries around the world. Simmer, what, you said you're from Switzerland. So we're now going to add Switzerland. What is your native language? Let me add the Swiss flag. You will now own the Swiss flag, Switzerland. We now have 44 countries. I'm trying to get all the countries that I visited, which is 195. And yes, that is the whole world. Okay, here we go. I'm going to add Switzerland now. Switzerland, here we go. Let me just do that now. Here we go. We're going to add Switzerland. Here we go. Switzerland. There we go. All right. We're going to save this. We're going to bring it up here. Here is the... Okay, I'm just doing this for you now. Okay. If you keep watching, you will see the Swiss flag come at the end. Good call, great vision for the future. Just so you know, going to be with you on the flight, Martyn. Fantastic. We'll be playing Anybody Out There, my song. Simmer, you are now a member. I will give everybody their perks in a minute. Stick with me, all the new members. I'm going to give you all your perks and benefits in a minute. Simmer, if you look above my head, there is... hang on, not that. No, that's Denmark. Beg your pardon. The Swiss flag is coming up in a second. Keep watching. You will see. Let's have a little look. Yes, it was only space. No crypto, no Tesla, no gold, only space. Adam, you need a balanced portfolio, not just one position. I signed the petition. I appreciate you, Martyn. Great job. You're very, very welcome. Keep looking, Simmer. You'll see your flag coming up in a couple of seconds' time. If Branson knows my history, he must give me the flight for the flight to the moon. Adam, just by your comments, you seem very erratic. Terrible trait for investing. My advice: stop investing and try and do as much overtime to support your family. Exactly. You shouldn't try and make money by trading. That's the cream on the top. There's the Swiss flag. There is the Swiss flag. That's Switzerland, everybody. I don't know why it's a smaller flag. That's a bit strange, isn't it? But there you go. There is the Swiss flag for Simmer. I will give you all your perks and benefits in a moment. Let me carry on. Hey, Martyn, you keep speaking about a short squeeze. Can you maybe explain how you see that happening? Because I can't find something suggesting that when short interest is at 22%. Loanis Maris, I have made very concise videos on that subject in depth. It would take me 15 minutes to explain the whole of that. So what I'm going to do, with great respect to you, I don't know if you're one of my members that you got in before I went. I don't know if you got in before. Anyway, that doesn't matter. If you go to my videos, you will see the videos on the short squeeze. They're all here on the homepage. Short 100%. I explain the chart, the analysis, everything. It's all there. Short. There we go. The shorts explained. There we go. The shorts explained. It's all there in great detail. I ask you to go and visit those videos rather than me spend the next 15 minutes discussing it. I hope that's fair. All right. Oh, look at this clown. For some reason, this clown got in before I went to membership. I'm just going to expose the sort of rubbish that we get here. This guy will disappear when he gets sued for saying it was short squeeze. This guy is an idiot, okay? First of all, no one's getting sued for saying there's going to be a short squeeze. Nothing illegal about that. That's my opinion, and it's based upon the numbers of the research I do. So he's talking rubbish. He says this guy will disappear. They told me that 2.5 years ago that I wouldn't be here when we started going down in the market. I've never gone away. I'm here 10 hours a day. I've never given up, and we've now got the highest engagement rate of any channel on YouTube. We've got 98% of our members, our live viewers, are members. So these are the sort of false information stuff you hear all the time. This is probably a 15-year-old kid living in his bedroom talking rubbish that likes to get the attention. I don't know how we squeeze through. I just want to alert you to the sort of nonsense that you get. Anyway, so ignore all that rubbish. Good man, Martyn. You're very, very welcome. Andrew, please be respectful with Martyn. Time will prove him right. There's no doubt about it. What he's saying doesn't make any sense. It's rubbish. Buy Railbirds. Best earnings ever. Love it. Adam, why don't they ask him on the phone what he thinks about stocks and long-term investors? I'm not sure I know, Adam, what you mean by that. You can call in if you are a member. I'll give you the link in a minute. Talk to us, Andy Shovel on Discord. Here we go. Ionis. Hey, Martin, you keep speaking about a short squeeze. I've just explained it. Please go and check out the videos. Thanks, Andy from Francesco. Let me just check a couple of things a minute. Right. Fantastic petition, guys. I really rocked the boat. It really rocked the boat, and they have listened. Earnings presentation was slick. It absolutely was. I totally agree with you. Thanks, Andy, from Seth Houston. Thank you, Martin and Andy. You're very, very welcome. It's my absolute pleasure. He shoveled us out of the hole. He did. Thanks, Andy from Buckaroo. Done my bit by signing. You did. Thanks, Andy and Martin. Derek Schwartz. Thanks, Andy and Martin. Stephen Lewandowski, a man from Earth. Thanks, Andy. Some great investors here. Thanks, Andy and Martin. Stephen. Okay, let me scroll down. Henrik from Denmark. Thank you, Andy Martin. Excited road ahead. Indeed it is. You got a welcome in from Stephen Lewandowski in Florida. Martin, I'm as convinced as you.
What price will Virgin raise their next round?
There's going to be no more dilution. So as far as I'm concerned, we are done. The company now has enough cash to become profitable for what it has, doesn't want to go to the markets anymore. There's going to be no dilution. So I wouldn't be concerned about that. Martin, I'm as convinced as you. The question is, will it drop below $1.20? I can't say that. I don't know. I'm not a YouTuber at all. I'm an entertainer, but I'm also trying to build an honest community. I'm an investor, not trying to sell videos. I'm not going to tell you you're all going to get rich in 5 minutes, and I'm not going to tell you it's all going to go to zero. I'm telling you what I am doing with my money, what I see from the figures that I am looking at and the research that I do and the people that I talk to. I don't know what it's going to do tomorrow or the next day. When I mentioned earlier about a short squeeze, it's going to short squeeze. No doubt about it. Tomorrow, next week, next month, I don't know when. I don't care. I'm not buying the share price. I'm buying the company. Decided to grab some more shares today, 209 at 156. Congratulations to you. I ain't buying any more Virgin shares. I've got 13,250 isn't enough. I don't know what is. Buckaroony, I totally agree with you. Look at what you need to achieve, and that's it. I only want to achieve $200,000. I'm way going to do that with my portfolio. You don't need to go crazy and buy every share in the world. It's not necessary. Anyway, Adam, what country are you from? You've not yet told me. I've got a PLN. I think that's Polish. I think that's Poland. What is the native language? Is it Polish? I mean, I'm assuming it is. Anyway, I bought the stock at 20 for some, maybe all. Why wouldn't you buy it below exactly? If you did your research and you liked the company at $20, you should love it now at 174. You should love it because it's now achieved its goal. It's becoming profitable. You can lower your averages. You can then, when it goes to $3, $4, trim off and go back to your original allocation so you're not overextended. What's wrong with that? Absolutely. I'll be adding in my Roth, which is now on Robinhood. Loud work. Congratulations. Very good idea. Very important day for Virgin Galactic. The best earnings of the season. I think it's the best earnings they've ever done. Poland. So, do we have a member from Poland? Did we see a member from Poland? Let me have a look. We've got Chile, USA, UK, Australia, Turkey, Italy, Ireland, Portugal, Uruguay, Canada, Uganda, Lebanon, Norway, South Africa, Argentina, Germany, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Denmark, Mauritius, Czech Republic, Lithuania, Romania, Morocco, Costa Rica, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Croatia, Israel, Netherlands, Rwanda, Palestine, Iran, Jamaica, Taiwan, South Korea, Ecuador, France, Russia, New Zealand, Georgia, Iceland, Hungary, India, and Switzerland, now Poland. We now have members in 45 countries. There we go. So I will go up here and I will add Poland to the flags. Here we go. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. We're going to add Poland to the flags. We do that right now. All of you, I will give you your perks and benefits in a moment, so please, please bear with me. I want to see, I don't know why the Switzerland flag is so small. Why is that? Yeah, crazy. I don't know why the Switzerland flag is so small. Sorry about that. Anyway, it is what it is, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Here is the Polish flag. Okay, the Polish flag is coming up. So I believe that you speak Polish. Let me just... got a couple more questions to do. Stick with us a minute. And here we go. Let me just do this. Here we go. Adam, welcome to the family and everybody in Poland. It's a wonderful country. I've been there a couple of times. Welcome to the family. We go live up to 10 hours a day. We aim to be the most honest, real channel on YouTube TV. I also have my music channel. I was voted by Sir Elton John as the world piano man. Welcome to our family. Okay, now I'm going to translate that into Polish for Adam, our new member. Hopefully it will read it out. And here we go. Hopefully it will read it out for you.
Adam, witaj w rodzinie i wszystkich w Polsce. To cudowny kraj, byłem tam kilka razy. Witamy w rodzinie. Prowadzimy transmisję na żywo do 10 godzin dziennie. Naszym celem jest być najbardziej uczciwym, prawdziwym kanałem w YouTube TV, jaki też posiadam. Mój kanał muzyczny zostałem wybrany przez Sir Eltona Johna na światowego pianistę. Witamy w naszej rodzinie.
There we go. That's our new guest. Swiss German, but you can speak German. Ich kann nicht sprechen Sie Deutsch sehr gut. So there we go. Sim, you can speak German. Here comes the Polish flag and the Swiss flag for our new members. Simmer. Simmer. Here we go. Sim. German, yes. Okay, here we go. There we go. Just bear with me a second. Let me give you... You've got many, many perks coming in a minute. I'll give them to you. Germany. Okay, here we go. This is for Simmer.
Simmer, willkommen in der Familie und an alle in Deutschland. Es ist ein wunderbares Land. Ich war schon ein paar Mal dort. Willkommen in der Familie. Wir gehen bis zu 10 Stunden am Tag live. Unser Ziel ist es, der ehrlichste echte Kanal auf YouTube TV zu sein. Ich habe meinen Musikkanal. Ich wurde von Sir Elton John zum Klaviermann der Welt gewählt. Willkommen in unserer Familie.
I'd like to put a big shout out to Devak Kamath, who just gave me a super chat. Thank you ever so much indeed for that super chat. Simmer, I have been to your wonderful country. I've been to the top of Mount Pilatus. I've been to 195 countries as the world piano man. I'm going to show you now Switzerland. I'm going to bring it up here for you. Just bear with me a second. Switzerland, here we go, is... let me just have a quick look at my Swiss album. Look, here we go. This is me going up your wonderful mountain in Switzerland. Let me just share with you on the screen a moment. There we go. This is me in Mount Pilatus. Wonderful country, by the way. Loved it. There I am on the cable car going up. I've toured every country of the world, and Mount Pilatus was an amazing experience, and thank you very much for being here. Right, now then, need to get through a couple more questions, make sure I've answered every single question. Nobody gets left out. I'm amazed today we've got another couple of countries, 45 countries now. That's got to be some kind of record, right? It's got to be some kind of record. Okay, definitely sounds like something we could do. I bought 1,000 shares at 157 today. Wasn't going to, but but I sold some Apple. Apple's way too expensive. You've got much more growth in this. Plenty of positive sentiment from respectful news outlets. Would like in time people to become more confident in this stock and hold their investments longer term. Exactly. A man from Earth, you're already in the profit zone, but he is from Switzerland. I've just covered that. They got great chocolate and cheese. Yes. Right now then, we've got through all the questions. So now what I need to do, all of those of you today who, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you've subscribed in this way. And that sounds crazy, right? But let me show you what I mean. If you subscribe to the channel, click subscribe, okay? See the subscribe button there? And you can click it to unsubscribe and check that you've turned the bell on. Make sure that you've got the notifications on so you don't miss anything. You can set it to none or all, then turn your notifications on your device. The reason for this, you won't miss the breaking news as I get it. If something's very important, I will go live, up to 12 hours, up to 10 hours a day. I'm always here to bring you the news. All right. Please, if you haven't yet done so, please do click subscribe and ring the bell. Now then, my members, 98% of our live viewers are members. We aim to be the most honest, real channel on YouTube TV. Let me give you all your perks. As a member of the channel, you now have a badge and it will upgrade in time. The price that you'll pay for membership will never, ever go up in price, even with inflation. So your benefits will get better. I'm constantly being asked to partner and be sponsored by companies to provide services, which I then negotiate the best deals to give to my members. And you all get members, you all get perks. And basically, if you take advantage of everything I have to offer, you get 20 times back what you put in. And that's what I want. I want it to be the best investment you ever make. You can get a discount with Sensei Crypto. He does our crypto challenge. We've been extremely successful with that. Sensei's done an amazing job. Again, he is here to help people. We started with $1,000. We've got 605 in USDC, and yet we're over $2,000. Brilliant. Very sensible. We're not trying to we're not trying to be a YouTube channel which tells you what to buy, how to get rich. We just got solid, hard work, discipline, structure. You can get access to all of this information with Sensei, speak one-on-one with him. That makes my membership for free if you do that. If you like using Alpha Spread, this is what I use when I review the stocks. Our favorite stock, of course, Virgin Galactic, SPCE. I am sponsored by this company as well, and I have negotiated a deal that does not exist anywhere else. Only here. You can pay $15 a month. With my membership, you get 10% off, which makes my membership free. There's that again. Many, many things like this. Too many things to list. Also, I have most of my streams are members only because I want the best quality service for my viewers. We don't want trolls, scammers, bots. We want investors, intelligent people in the chat. Even though I make less money doing members only, I don't care. It's about providing the best service to become the best YouTube channel in the world. That's my aim. That's what I work to do. You will get all access to all the members only live streams, the members only videos. On the homepage of the channel are a load of members only videos showing you information that you can't find anywhere else. How you can get 10% off Alpha Spread. How you can find out when I went to Virgin Orbit Space Station, when I'm going to Virgin Galactic Space Station, all members only videos, members only chats. Not only that, as a member, if you want a poll, if you want to ask the audience what's a good stock to buy, we can run a poll for you in the chat and all the investors will vote. If you follow me on my social media, I will reply to all of your comments. All of your comments. If you want me to, answer a question, if you want me to make a video on your favorite stock, if you want me to do a full technical analysis, reveal to you the inside trading, reveal to you the balance sheet, the margins, I will review a stock in detail. Those reviews go on to Alpha Spread. They actually appear on Alpha Spread, and you can see, like, for example, Sabre Corporation, I did a review for them, and they post it. They like my review so much, they post it above CNBC, Morningstar, Jim Cramer. I do reviews for all the stocks. I will do a full review for you, a back test comparing it to the S&P. If you do go on my social media, I will comment back to all of you, help you grow online. If you are a YouTuber and you are a silver member, I will put you on the homepage of my channel. I will get everyone to subscribe to you. I am here to help people. All right. This is my X account. Follow me and I will post my trades before I make them. Before I sell them at my Virgin Galactic, before I buy more, I post it on X. So there we go. If you want my newsletter, we have cash prize giveaways. We're giving away a cash prize next week. We've got some merchandise. I'm giving away one of my mugs. I'm giving away a cash prize. It'll be in my newsletter. This is my newsletter, martynlucas.com. All these links, by the way, are below all my videos. Sensei's, Alpha Spread, my website. There's my newsletter. If you want a birthday card, just put your name in there with your date of birth. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. If you scroll down below, you'll find all my links to Instagram, Discord, Facebook. Remember, there are many copycats of me on TikTok. I've got 37,000 followers. There are over 100 pretend to be me. Please only use my links from my official website here so you know you're following the right person. Okay? All right. I'm trying to raise money for all the victims of the war as well on my music channel. This is my music channel. I was voted by Elton John as the world piano man. If you became a member tonight, tomorrow night, Friday night, join me as every Friday we do a live concert in our studio behind me, and we do concerts and we do favorite requests, and you'll hear me do my live shows. I sing in 14 voices, 7 different languages. That's on Friday nights after the closing bell. There's my music channel. Go and subscribe and you can join us on the next concert. And lastly, if it's your birthday, for you or a family member, people pay $500 for this. You get it for free as a member. I will celebrate your birthday live on the show. All right, live on the show, you can have a live birthday party. The day before, the day after, or the day of, I will celebrate your birthday. Okay? Plus Discord. I'll give you the Discord link if you want to call into the show, be live on the show. We are soon to go live 24 hours a day. So you'll always be able to ask people anything about stocks and shares 24 hours a day. And we're here to support everyone. Okay. Let's get through. We've nearly done. Martyn, do you have any thoughts on Medifast? Med as a 9.2. Capital gains, I can do a review for you. You know that, but not right now. We've run out of time. I've got to end the show. Okay, I think we're all done. I think we've got through every question. Nobody phoned in the broadcast lounge, so I'm going to shut that down. We've got a question in general chit chat. Paulette, hello. Any words on BLDE? Paulette, why are you in Discord, Paula? She's one of our members. She's from Argentina, and for some reason she's over in Discord. But there you go. You never know what's going to happen on the show. Right, let me just check one more thing. Okay, fantastic. I think we can wrap that up. Here's the Virgin Galactic song. I will invest up to $1 million of Virgin Galactic shares from the profits I make from the song. There is the Virgin Galactic song. Share it, rewatch it, and so on. Last thing before we go, if you are in the United States, soon to be the United Kingdom in a couple of weeks' time, but if you are in the United States, I'm going to share with you right now, if you want some free stocks, my referral where you can get some free stocks. This is my Robinhood account. Between $5 and $200. We've had somebody on the show win a $200 worth of Apple shares. Completely free. It's the platform I use, the software I use. This is my referral. Let me share the link with you. Copy the link. Drop it into the chat. Here we go. Here we go. And if you use my referral, you win free shares. I win free shares. Everybody wins, right? There is the link in the chat, all right, for Robinhood. Okay? Brilliant. That's it. Let's party. Friday night, we shall be partying without a doubt. All right. Now, tomorrow is a busy day on the channel, as it is every day. Tomorrow, on the homepage of the channel, you look at the upcoming live streams. We'll be back tomorrow morning, same time every day. Look on your time zone, it'll tell you the same time. I'm live every day at the same time. The opening bell for a few hours, the closing bell for a few hours, and after hours, it's the plug earnings. We're covering plug earnings. Then we've got the opening and closing, and then it's the weekend. And then, of course, we've got Sensei on Sunday with his crypto challenge and his analysis and stocks for the upcoming week. That's where you find the upcoming live streams. I'm live every day at the same time. It'll be in your time zone, so you can easily find what we're doing. All right, that's it. I was completely ignored, haha, but have a good day. Paula, there you are. I never saw you. There she is. Paula. Paula is all the way from Argentina. She joined the other day. I'm glad I saw you right at the end. You're definitely not ignored. Every single person gets... It's the only YouTube channel in the world where every single person gets answered. Everybody is important. It's your show, not mine. I commit to you to bringing you this service. Right, that's it. We got the result we wanted. Virgin Galactic was a great result. I am very, very happy. They listened. Objective achieved. We've grown the most honest channel. We've built the biggest community for Virgin Galactic. I'm now moving into Rocket Lab. This is the next company I'm going to take over. Build all the investors in. You want to see me doing it now? I'm doing it on Instagram and on TikTok and on X and on my YouTube, Twitch, and of course on Rumble as well. I'm live everywhere, just in case you didn't know that. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm done. It's time now to roll the credits. Virgin Galactic is going up. Fantastic. I'm up 12% now. I don't think I'll ever see 157 again. I don't want to sell it at 157. I want to have shares of $100 a share in 5 years' time. I'm not selling my shares. If it dips below, I'll buy some more. That's it from me. Let's roll the credits. Let's get out of here. And I need to go and speak to my beautiful wife, who's ready to sit down with me and spend a wonderful evening. I dedicate up to 12 hours a day, it seems here now. Newt used to say 10, but it's more than that. Right, okay, here we go. That's it from me. You're never ignored, said Paula. No one is ignored. Right, here we go. Roll the credits. Here we go. Let's see who the stars of our show was today. Subscribers: Charlie Brown, XT, J Flash 1, Florian, Bass Saint Antoine, and Daniel X. We had many more subscribers than that. That was just the ones that were public. You don't all go public with your subscription, so I don't know. But that's all the public subscribers. So thanks to all of you that joined today. Thank you ever so much indeed. But we also had some super chats and some members. So our subscribers: Charlie Brown, XT, Day Flash, Florian, Bass, and Daniel X. Our new members from around the world, 2 more countries: Bijol, Raman, Loanes, Oleg, Demilian Demarge, Derek, Sim Simmer, Adam Joalski, and Antonia. So we ended up adding today somebody from Switzerland, and we also added somebody today from... Someone tell me. What? My brain's gone dead. Where was our next country from? It was Switzerland and... Switzerland and Poland. That's right, Switzerland and Poland. If we've missed you and you became a member today and we've missed your flag, let us know and we'll fly the flag for you. It'll be there forever on our screen. Also, we want to thank all of you that gave me a super chat. Every penny goes to support the live streams and it goes straight back into supporting Virgin Galactic. B. Joel, members: Raman, Lomanis, Oleg, Drillian Damar, Derek, Simmer, Adam, Joalski, Antonia. Super chats: Jordan Allen, A Man from Earth, Adam Jaworski, and Devak. That's it from me. Thanks ever so much. See you all back in the morning. Until then, as always, take care of your money, yourselves, your crypto, and each